you about what the hell I'm doing when I don't really even know myself. What I can tell you is that no matter what, no matter how old you get or how much you think you know, life never ceases to continue to throw you a curveball when you least expect it. Here I am, a very green filmmaker, thinking, I got it. I'll make a documentary film about drag queens. Something to shock the world. A different form of entertainment chock full of visual eye candy, false eyelashes, and way out performers who give you that in-your-face screaming queen, I'm a man dressed as a woman kind of thing. Now ultimately what I want to do here is entertain you. But me being the curious, inquisitive person that I am, I've just got to answer that burning question. What really makes a man want to dress like a woman? Let's find out.
Hey everybody, my name is Peppermint, and my favorite thing about being a drag queen is getting a chance to meet a lot of new people, a lot of wonderful people that may be a little shy at first, but when they get a chance to meet you and they see you on stage and they identify with you. And sometimes being in drag allows you the license to say and do what you want. And most of the time I try my best to break down some barriers and meet as many people and you know, have a genuine exchange with them. So that's what I love about drag, and the makeup.
Take Miss Sabrina Blaze, the one who allowed me into her dressing room. Well, into her life in general. She's always quick with a joke, a song, and an interesting story.
This story, I've often criticized for my sequins. I love sequins, as you can tell. I wear sequins all the time. Well, there was this one time, and after the girls have criticized me many times for wearing sequins during the day, and we did drag brunch. And drag brunch started around 11 o'clock in the morning, and we did drag brunch every Sunday. And I was always in my sequin cocktail dress, serving my pancakes and my Bloody Marys. And of course, every week they'd make fun of my dress. Well, after drag brunch, we would always do a bar crawl. We'd go from bar to bar to bar, and we'd get so cocked by 5 o'clock we were a mess. And we went to this place, we'd go from bar to bar, and as we were going to the Union Street, it was right by Traveler's Aid, and there was a homeless woman sitting outside in her little jogging suit and her little Nikes that she'd got from Salvation Army, and she's sitting there with her no teeth, and she waves, "Hey girls, y'all look beautiful!" And then she looks at me and she said, "Ain't it a little early for sequins, honey?" Well, the girls went crazy for the homeless woman telling me it was too early for sequins. Tell me if it sounds... I always have fear of sounding cocky, and I'm not a cocky person. And I know that I'm talented and I can do things, but I don't want to come across as sounding like I think I'm great. But I'm like a lot of people say, oh, they're a triple threat or whatever. I'm more than a triple threat because I can sing, I can dance, I can act, I can do stand-up comedy, and I look good in a dress. That's fine.
What I like about her most is her ability to roll with the punches and turn a bad situation into a good one.
Our hostess for the evening, Miss Sabrina.
Well, close the fucking curtain. We're doing this again. Motherfuckers. And you're all fired! Fucking bastard!
Upon first encountering a drag queen, I have to admit I was a little taken aback. But somewhere in life, and better sooner than later, I think everyone should learn. You don't have to be afraid of things you don't understand. So I decided I'd take the bull by the horns and bring my camera along and find out a little bit about this subject that sort of scared me, intrigued me, entertained me, of course, and ultimately educated me. So let's head backstage to the Columbus Theater, where Sabrina Blaze puts on a one-woman show. Wayne as Sabrina Blaze is amazing here. He sings his own songs, he dances, he choreographs, he put the whole show together. But we'll start off with the beautiful Miss BB Hayes helping him put his makeup on. She's another drag queen that we'll see perform a little later down the line.
So you were saying you're the mediator?
Usually Switzerland, yeah. Try and keep everyone at peace. Sabrina Blaze, I have to say, keeps out of a lot of trouble. Although she will blow up every so often.
I have seen her go up from time to time.
You gotta push her.
Everybody loves her.
Who?
Sabrina.
Of course.
You see?
Do not.
Everybody loves BB Hayes too.
They do. No, BB Hayes is very shy.
I just like to observe everything, see what's going on.
She's very classy.
I'm the same way. I like to sit up at the top of the stairs and watch.
I know you were so funny last time.
I've seen a couple episodes with her too.
Really?
Very rare. Very rare, but especially if a straight girl touches her too much or something.
I don't even know if you can. I have this bruise right over here. Some guy last night, red, dark lady, I walk in, and he was with someone who, I forget his name, I see him all the time. He goes, see, here's the pretty one, blah, blah, blah. The kid's like, you are so pretty, but they was all fascinated with the boobs. He goes, can I touch them? I'm like, yeah, whatever. Holy crap. I'm like, where do you think you're gonna pull them?
People are crazy. One guy grabbed me last night by the arms and said, yo, let's dance. And he twirled me around and he forgets I'm in heels. I'm like, oh my God, I almost fell right down. He totally dragged me.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was like, hello, I'm all set, thanks. People are funny.
Well, you just shouldn't let people touch your boobs like that, you hoe.
I guess, but I'm just like, whatever, here. Then all of a sudden I'm like, holy crap, I need that back. This morning I'm taking a shower, I get out and I'm going to shave, I'm like, what the hell's that?
Looks like a hickey.
It's gonna be, yeah, that's what it's gonna look like.
It's cold down here. I should have brought you a little heater.
It is cold, but what's the best light, best place to work? Stay out of everybody's way.
Continue okay. Keep your chin up. Did you say stay out of everyone's way?
Yeah. BB does such a great job. She can make me pretty. Me, I'm pretty much funny looking. I'm more of a clown.
But when I used to be a professional clown, I had a lot of stuff. I had a lot of wigs, a lot of stuff. To have a picture of him I could show you. I'm kind of proud of him. This was when I was only a kid. I invented this character, and he was Rainbow Randy. And I had no idea that I was gay or that rainbows had anything to do with being gay. But that's Rainbow Randy. And I was only about 18 in this picture. But that was my way of doing hair and makeup back then.
So you think that was just a natural way for you to go, being gay?
No, I think it was a natural way for me to go being, just wanting to do shows. I saw the shows, and anytime I see a big show of any kind, I want to be involved. was like, oh, damn, I wish I was up there. I've always wanted to be a performer. Always, that's how I started the clown. I saw a guy at my grandmother owned a campground. And there was this guy every year doing balloons and painting faces and being a clown. I was like, I want to do that. And I asked my grandmother, can I do that? She was such a bitch. She said no. Years and years later, finally, I just went out and bought my own makeup and put the costume together, and I did it. I showed up. Hi, Graham. I'm going to paint faces today.
So, Wayne, I have a question.
Yeah.
You told me you started Sabrina as an acting challenge.
Yeah.
Do most actors have a whole room full of acting stuff?
Well, probably not.
Sometimes when you call me on the phone, you say this is Wayne, and sometimes you say this is Sabrina.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
Because sometimes it's Wayne and sometimes it's Sabrina.
So,
not that hard.
When is it Sabrina and when is it Wayne? Are you just feeling like
It
Sabrina?
really is really just what kind of mood I'm in.
Yeah.
When I'm out, even as Wayne in the clubs, to a lot of people, I am always Sabrina. Nobody even calls me Wayne. I mean, not nobody, but some people don't ever call me Wayne. They always refer to me as Sabrina. And some people always refer to me as Wayne even when I'm in drag. Very few, but some do. They're like, hi, Wayne. I won't mention him because, but this is one particular guy always calls me Wayne.
So what
It
do you
doesn't
prefer?
bother me. I prefer when I'm Sabrina to be Sabrina, but actually I love Sabrina now so much that I don't mind when people call me Sabrina.
Yeah.
Isn't she pretty?
Sabrina, you don't do all that taping and stuff that all the other drag
No,
queens
because, to do all that taping, you have to have something to tape.
gathered all this stuff
Yes.
in 4 years.
Yes.
Is there a lot of money in these dresses?
Yeah. A lot of them are secondhand. Only a few I've had made for me specifically. And it's a lot of sequins. Because some drag queens have accused me of thinking I'm better than them because I sing or whatever, and I totally don't. My whole thing is that I have a big background in theater, and what you saw was theater. It wasn't a drag show.
Right.
So when I say that, they're going to be like, oh, she doesn't think she's a drag queen, and she's not this, and she's not that. But that's not what I mean. I just mean to show you what I am, and I'm a theater person.
Right.
I have a background in theater. When I've done Scrooge, it's a standing ovation every night.
Really?
Yeah, and people, I was interviewed by the Providence Journal, and when I came out after, I just had my baseball cap on, and the first time I did Scrooge, I was only about 32. And I came out after the show, and the guy says, hey, could you get Mr. Hawkins for us? We're waiting for an interview. And I said, I am Mr. Hawkins. He went, oh my God, I thought you were an old man. Because Scrooge is like, may I remind you that the price of coal is nearly doubled in the past 3 years, Mr. Cratchit. Oh, humbug!
Somebody say ho! Who the fuck are you calling a hoe? Ooh, somebody scream! Oh, you bunch of fucking Marys. So, what do you think of the dress? This isn't cellulite, it's the harness they threw me in. Oh, my boyfriend said I look like the fucking Christ in the building. Well, you know what that means. He won't be getting into the building tonight. Well, that's okay, I intend on having a long line in my lobby anyway. Ooh, honey, I'll meet you in the ballroom. I happen to like the dress. You've heard of women's wear daily. This is what men wear nightly. Thank you so much. It's so nice to be here in Rhode Island. Yeah. It's vodka beer, damn it! If you drink enough of it, you can't hear them cry. I thought I'd do my best song for you. Frankie and Johnny were lovers. They were really hairstylists. If you're looking for sympathy, you can find it in the dictionary. It's between shit and suicide. The calla lilies are in bloom again.
When I talk about the fear of drag queens, I think we really have to look at two things here. One is the whole sexual attraction thing. It can be very confusing. I mean, look, a straight guy who's attracted to a girl who's actually a guy. A gay guy who's attracted to a guy who dresses like a girl. A lesbian woman who's attracted to a girl who's actually a guy. Or a straight girl who's attracted to a guy that dresses like a girl. It can be a little uncomfortable. But let's take sex completely out of the picture. I mean, most drag queens will tell you they don't do it for sex.
You're not going to ask a question, and if you don't like the answer, then don't blush. She's like the camera lady's blushing.
Let's see, you want to talk about a real myth, too, besides. I think, like, that drag queens get a sexual thrill out of being in drag, isn't it?
Not true. That would be a transsexual.
That's trannies. They like those panties
trannies.
and bras.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I like myself in this panty and bra set.
But it doesn't turn you on.
She's
she's on the cusp of trannyhood.
Yeah, she's on the
For the
cusp.
aesthetics of it.
Aesthetics. Well, who's seeing your underpants?
So we do not like being in drag for sex. Actually, I'm usually out of drag by the time I get home. Nails out the window, eyelashes out the window, wig in the back seat.
Although on occasion,
I just want to say, unless she's got the opportunity to get
on
a little
occasion, if that's what they really want, and she's horny enough and he's handsome, she'll use it to get
You
him.
have to be handsome,
No.
Sabrina.
Oh, at that point, he's drunk.
Usually got to have a couple of teeth.
Not even.
I just look at it where it's like a B-rated porn movie. Just give him a little extra. There you go.
And the second thing is that they've been known to be a bunch of catty bitches, and a bit mean at times.
She was kind of stealing my thunder, you know. She's tall, she's funny, she's got that look, you know, the old-fashioned drag queen look, and that's my look. What are you doing? So, and then all of a sudden, I'm running the Miss Gay Rhode Island pageant, and this guy shows up, tall, thin guy, and I'm like, who the heck is this? And I get his application, it's Sabrina Blaze. She comes to do the pageant. She comes out on stage, assuming she's gonna lip sync, and the bitch sings live. And you know, needless to say, she won that night. She was superb. And ever since that night that she won, we've been best friends. I just started off, I felt like she was treading on my territory. You know, I had always been the funny one, the tall one, you know, the one with the outrageous hair and the outrageous makeup, and all of a sudden here she strolls on in. And she tried to be nice as pie. Every night she saw me, she would come up, say hello, and I'd give her the cold shoulder. I made her the star she is today. Yes, tell her that all the time. Without me, there's no Sabrina Blaze.
Now, I've never experienced it personally, but I have seen Miss Kitty Litter go at it with an audience member or two. And it's funny, right?
Okay, here's the deal. Check it out. I am sitting in traffic. It must be about 11:45 at night, and I'm on my way to a drag show that's supposed to go on at midnight. Sometimes I amaze myself. I cannot believe I'm doing this. The traffic is ridiculous around all these clubs in downtown Providence. People are everywhere. Cars are everywhere. Check it out. And it's midnight. What is up with that? And I'm out alone. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Even now she can't walk in heels.
Yeah.
She's like, well, I'm the cold bitchy, give me an aspirin. Look at her. Oh yeah, I'm talking about you. Look at her. Now she's standing like she's all like, woo. She's hanging out of that. She looks like she's on a bad acid trip, doesn't she? She's on something. Straight people, when we're on stage, that means shut up. When we're on stage, that means fight it. Stick a tip under your mouth and shut up. Good time.
Now I guess Miss Kitty figures she can dish that out. 'Cause in her words, she gives till it hurts. And she really does. To really understand that fully, you've got to talk to her boss, Mr. Paul Fitzgerald, the CEO and Executive Director of AIDS Care Ocean State, Rhode Island, where Stephen Hartley, aka Miss Kitty Litter, helps raise most of the nonprofit funds that come through that facility. He really has a great perspective on the girls' involvement in the community, and just people in general being exactly what they are. People.
Talk to me a little bit about how the drag queens got involved, or did they start out as just gay guys that were interested in...
They were involved with the kids.
We're gonna be begging all night for dollar
begging all
bills.
night to get your dollar bills out. We are ruthless when it comes to making money for the kids. We have to have it. Have to.
Tonight we are selling the Legends 2008 calendar starring Sabrina Blaze, Kitty Litter, BBAs, and LaDiva Jones. For $15, they're at the front door there. You can see Elisa. And we'll sign them later for you. 100% of the proceeds go to AIDS Care Ocean State.
They were very, very supportive of me. It was very much so.
How much fundraising would you say comes from the gay community?
Ooh, a huge amount.
Yeah.
I mean, really. You're talking in excess of maybe $200,000 or something like that.
What about the straight community?
I think the straight community probably about 30% of what we get. We've been able to raise funds in the gay community, which has been very, very supportive of us. And in a large part of that, I think, has to do with Stephen Hartley. Absolutely.
Really?
And, yeah, and then consequently, you know, the
he's only
ladies are all involved in that process. Okay, because when we started the program, we're an inner city, family-based programming, and we have a reputation for being, you know, the neighborhood program, the kid program, or however that. We've been doing prevention work right from the very beginning. And when Stephen joined our staff, you know, that was very exciting because now you have a development director, okay, who uses the interactive technique of performance, okay, to raise funds. That's very different. So, you know, hey, by day, I'm Stephen, please, you know, I want to ask you if you can donate so much money to the organization, right? And then at night you perform as Kitty Litter, okay, and you have a cadre, okay, of drag queens that are really very, very supportive of what you do. The word gets out and there's a stamp of approval for the kinds of things that we do. There's a validation that you can work with our organization, okay, and it's fun to do. And it also has a serious side, you know. That's the nice thing about what has happened is that the community has become part and parcel of who we are. So the work that I do is the same work that Bibi does.
You gotta be stacked. Hey, you gotta be grouped individually packed. For with boobs you can start a romance off. Make a man stand right up and take his hat off. I know it doesn't rhyme, Ducky, but it does keep me legitimate. You gotta have boobs. B-O-O-B-S. Gotta have boobies if you want men to offer diamonds and rubies. Why, even a tennis player would knock his balls out over the net for a chick who fills each cup until it falls out. Silicone's a girl's best
My favorite thing about being a drag queen is doing fundraisers and events like this that raise money for the community. That's what we're here for.
It doesn't mask anything. What it does is just, we reach to one another to know that we're in the struggle around HIV in particular. So the work that the ladies do is incredible, and it isn't just AIDS related. So they work with with Youth Pride. They work with domestic violence groups. They spread the wealth. They're like, we're very concerned about the community, okay? And if we perform and raise funds, that's a good thing. If we raise awareness, it's even better. You know, and that's their approach.
When you first started doing drag, was it all about fundraising for you?
Yeah, the first time I did drag was a fundraiser. It was a fundraiser at Kings and Queens, which is a Chinese, no. It was at a Chinese restaurant in Woonsocket. And it was a fundraiser for one of the first AIDS live-in houses here in Rhode Island. And I did it because I think somebody was sick or they didn't have enough girls. I don't remember, because I used to always MC the drag shows as a boy.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why I did it in drag. I think they didn't have enough girls. So BB painted my face. She is the pretty one. And I did my first drag show. And it's been downhill ever since. Or uphill, I don't know. One of the two.
Everything you do today is not necessarily at fundraising, but...
No, well, as
90%.
As things progressed and I was in drag 4 or 5 nights a week, which is the average, it's very costly. Makeup isn't cheap, you know. So,
bastards!
So I needed to supplement
bastards,
drag.
I say!
Spending my food money on clothes, so I started picking up one paid gig a week, which is my show at the Dark Lady.
And you still do that?
I still do that every Saturday night. And then they offered me Friday night, which I said sure, because then that would give me even more money for makeup and new clothes, because I was wearing the same outfit, just rotating them once a month. I rotate them. If you need a stool or something, let me know. I was rotating my outfits, and I had the same outfits for winter, spring, summer, or fall. And I just rotate them on a hanger. Now, it's become an obsession.
But a lot of what you do is fundraising, even when you're out. I mean, even when you're doing your paid gigs that you make money on, you're still talking about fundraising.
Oh yeah, whenever, even during the shows, you know, at the shows, whenever we're at the shows, we're always talking about what the next fundraising event is. That's all the way. One more face out of this tube. See this little tube? $40. And I swear drag queens buy it. I can't imagine a real lady wearing this makeup. It is so thick, it's like glue.
Do you think it bothers your skin at all?
Of course it does. My skin would be flawless if I didn't do drag. How many people do you know at 40-something that still get pimples?
Me?
Well, that's because you're going through the change.
That's right.
It's a little different. No, I would. I used to have such nice skin when I look at pictures of it before I did drag, but it's the price you pay. I don't know how La Diva keeps such good skin. She has all sorts of witches potions, though.
She must be young. Now, I live in a world that's dominated by same-sex relationships. But don't get me wrong, don't get me wrong, don't get me wrong. I love my straights. As a matter of fact, I think that most straight people find drag queens a little more valuable than most of us know. In a weird sort of way, a drag queen supplies a bridge of communication between the gay community and mainstream society. They live to perform, perpetuate, and participate. Ask any one of them and they'll tell you.
I love being a drag queen because I love all the friends that I've made and all the attention I get, at the same time being able to help everyone in the community and raise funds for all the different organizations that we help. That's a good reason for being a drag queen, and I'm proud of that.
So now that we've established the necessity for drag queens in the community, let's take a look at the real reason they do the things they do. Because they love their drag.
My favorite thing is about being a drag queen is my drag.
What I like best about being a drag queen is everything. The shoes, the hair, the dress, the nail.
So follow me on a night out with the girls and you'll see exactly what I mean. We start out at the Dark Lady in Providence, where Miss La Diva Jones mixes drink and drag with style and sophistication.
Shut up, get down, shut up.
I cannot believe that you said I was nice.
You're making crabs. You're making crabs. Honey, Maryland crabs, are you?
Yeah, so fresh you can pick them up and eat them.
Honey, I serve them on Sundays with corn on the where's my car? Just so you know. It's a good time. Plus, and now she gotta set the bar strong. And me being next to Mercedes.
Yes.
I always be next to the finest cars, just so you know. Nice. I be next to Mercedes. Yeah, well, so you know.
So you know?
Yeah, don't let her fool you. Last week I saw her be next to a Honda. She's not that discriminative. Just nothing. I didn't know. That was good. She beat on my leg the week before. We're gonna go to Drunk out of Town. It's a streetcar. It's fun. Right here.
Just so you know, our drag queens were very against cocaine. We really are. That's not a lie.
That's a good idea.
It's Jen is the doornail, but so was they when we got there, and then the party arrived. Yes, it did. Christmas, and he hit the gas. I should have said to him, I'm not Santa, honey, I'm just the girl banging.
Would you say that all drag queens perform?
Well, my definition of a drag queen, yes, is a performer. There are a few drag queens that don't perform. They may just not like to, but they're still out there for entertainment purposes. They're the big hair, the big makeup, glitter, big costumes, stuff like that. Even if they're not going to get up on stage, they're there to be a spectacle and entertainment, even if they're just walking around the room. If they're just dressed as a woman, but as a basic dress and wig or whatever, they may be a cross-dresser or just a bad drag queen. But yeah, and then that's cross-dressers. And then there's a lot of cross-dressers are straight men that just have this fantasy or fetish of putting on women's clothes or just enjoy the way it feels. I mean, you could go on forever. But that's cross-dressers. And then there's transsexuals, which are men that want to be women, physically want to go through the change, and some live as women even before they have a sex change, or even if they're not going to, might just live as a woman, and that's a transsexual.
Right.
Yeah.
This is drag queens, her, me. This is a transvestite. Look at the makeup difference.
Yeah.
We have fake eyelashes, a lot of makeup.
Yeah.
Some makeup. Where's your fake eyelashes? That's what makes us drag queens transsexual. Transvestite.
My wife goes out with me a lot.
When you're dressed like that?
Of course.
Wow, really?
Whenever I go out lately in Providence, I always go out as a girl. A lot of times we have clothes alike, shoes alike. She loves it.
So why do you do that?
I would rather be the girl than the boy. I love being this way.
Do you want to be a woman?
I would never go through the whole thing. If I was younger, I don't know how.
Outside, Kitty likes to steal the spotlight, not to you.
So does it?
I would. I just really enjoy being this way.
Does it stem from sexual abuse?
Not at all.
No?
No, in a good family. Very good family. Good mother, good father, good sister.
That was horrible.
but thank you so much. We are in trouble. Yes.
Drag, it wasn't called drag queen, but it started as drag because in Shakespearean times, men used to dress as women to do the roles in the plays. Blah, blah, blah. No, it's the truth.
So why do they call it drag?
Because in the stage direction, they always put D-R-A-G, which meant dressed as a girl.
All right, enough of the fun and games. There is a bit of a history here, and LaDiva and Wayne are happy to let me know it when I ask them about it. You know, full of trivia and well-educated, you just made me go, wow. I'm like, wow, I think that maybe he could answer some questions for me.
Oh, sure. Of course, now, Annabelle's gonna wanna know why I'm not using my degree again when she sees this.
That's right, and you've got like 1,000,000 degrees, right?
I have one major degree.
How many minors? 2, 3, 4?
Oh, you know, piles of them. But my BFA is in graphic design.
What are you doing up there?
Just darkening my blush.
Coloring your gray hairs?
Yeah, exactly. Bringing grays in. Smarty pants. I'm the smart ass.
So when you bartend, isn't it hard?
No.
You can't wear nails?
No, exactly. But no, I've been doing it for so long now.
This isn't your real hair?
No.
So doesn't a wig make you really hot when you're working like that?
It's pretty much air conditioned in most clubs. Welcome to 2007.
What made you start doing drag 10 years ago?
15 years ago.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Well, I was hanging around with some people who wanted to put together a little group, and so we all started doing drag together. Myself and Aurora Borealis and Ginger Rainforest and Jade Love.
Really?
Yeah. But then Jade Love never quite made it to the performing with us, so she was cast out of the group.
Talking a little about the negative side of being a drag queen. I mean, you must get hollered at, and I know, actually I've been out with you times and I've heard people holler at you from the street when you're walking down the street out of cars and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
kind of taking a risk, don't you think?
Well, yeah, and that type of atmosphere, we put ourselves in, and we really shouldn't probably at some times, but so I'm used to that, and that doesn't bother me as much because I know I am dressed in a dress, I am a man, I am a spectacle right now, and you're either going to enjoy it or you don't like it. And if I've put myself out there in a straight world, in a dress, and I deserve whatever's coming. So we're careful about what we do when we do that, and it's usually just to get from place to place. We don't really want to get dressed up just to parade around the city, unless of course there is a parade, then we would, and we always love a good parade. But yeah, no, if I put myself in a dress and put myself in a straight atmosphere, they have all the right to say or whatever, express their opinion. But generally we would get dressed and do drag for the gay clubs or straight crowds or whoever they have elected or chosen to see this show, and they know what they're getting, and they're there to see that particular thing. They're there to see men in dresses. So that's, you know, that's fine.
I used to do drag in the Union, the Energy Now, for many years, by the time I was 15 years old. And I was standing out by the front, and I had my garb on, getting ready to do my number.
What'd you have on?
I had on a little bra top, a leather bra top that I had custom made, and I had Daisy Dukes on.
And you look good.
And I had black boots, and the guy I saw them, there were like 3 of them across the street, and they were all like checking me out, whatever.
Who was it, the cops?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, hi, and I'm all waving, and then one of them said to them, well, that's a guy. And then one of the cops came across the street and said, excuse me, you have to go inside because you're indecently dressed.
You look like you make a real pretty girl.
I do.
Yeah. You do, yeah. You do.
Well, that's how I first came to Providence. I was 15 years old, and my brother, who's also gay, said dress up in drag and they won't card you. And I was 15 years old, and I went to Perrier's on Eddy Street. And I've been doing drag ever since.
Is that right?
Ever since.
So they thought you were a prostitute?
Yes, and they actually said that, they're like, you know, we call people like you prostitutes, and you can be arrested for soliciting.
No, stop.
Yeah, and they were going to arrest
And I'll sue the
His
police
name was
for discrimination.
Officer Smiley, they call him. I remember exactly who it was, and he was such an evil, hateful person. He's like, you need to go inside. And they did, and Tommy owned this place, who owned it over there too, and he's like, you know, Steven, just come inside. So I did, I went inside.
And there they are, hanging out.
Yeah, because the gays are here, they don't like us.
We're violent people, right? We cause so much commotion in this
spread
world.
love.
So you were putting together a group to make money?
To make money, you know, I don't know. My friend Donald was really a big impetus. Yeah, to entertain. I mean, I had already been a musical theater major at that point anyway, so it wasn't that big of a leap to do drag.
So you do fundraising now because you think, do you feel like you have to do fundraising, or did you just really?
Well, I mean, there's always people in need. I mean, it's so different. When we started doing drag, especially Bibi and myself, that was really when, you know, everyone died from AIDS. Nobody lived with AIDS. People died from AIDS. Or they died from HIV. They didn't live with it. So, you know, there was just so many people around you that were sick and needed all kinds of help, and, you know, needed to pay bills, needed medication. So that's what we did. That's how the Imperial Club Rhode Island started. You know, and that was really our primary focus the first few years was, you know, HIV and AIDS.
The Imperial Corps? Really?
Yep. I mean, that's the Imperial Club Rhode Island. The Imperial Club system itself is 40 years old. So, I mean, yeah, 40 years old.
So it didn't start for that purpose?
No, it started more for gay rights.
Oh.
In San Francisco.
Oh, see how much I know. What an idiot.
Yes.
I've been doing some research too. I haven't heard anything about that.
About the Imperial Corps?
Yeah.
I can read the book then, The Empress is a Man. It's the whole story of Jose and how he started the Corps. Or you can go to their website, the International Imperial Court System website.
And it's
got all the
started for
information
equal
about the
rights for gays?
Well, more or less, yeah. It was started as a joke, actually, I should say. It started as a joke, but then it turned into this whole fundraising kind of gay rights thing. I mean, because it was right around, it was before the Stonewall time. You know, but then Stonewall helped galvanize so many people across the country.
How do you know that? What happened in Stonewall?
The drag queens rioted.
The drag queens rioted?
You know this. I'm gonna kill you.
America doesn't, though.
I think a lot of America knows that. Yeah, it's Stonewall in 69, in summer 69, after Judy Garland died, the drag queens went crazy.
You're lying, right?
No, it was a group of drag queens. It wasn't just drag, there were drag queens in the crowd, and the point was that the New York City police were raiding a club. Why were they raiding? Oh, the Stonewall Inn. They were raiding the club because guys couldn't dance with guys, and guys couldn't dress like women. And the people just had it at that point. They just went berserk.
Really? I really don't know this.
Yeah, and they fought back. That's what it was. It was a club. It was a nightclub, you know. And like I said, even in the clubs in Providence, there was always a secret system to let people know the police were going to raid the place. You know, just to be ballbusters, just to break.
And that happened
up.
back in the time of equal rights when there was the whole
civil rights.
Yeah, civil rights movement. And now, in the month of June, all across America, the gay community celebrates the 1969 Stonewall event and appreciates the whole gay liberation movement. And in Providence, let me tell you, they sure know how to celebrate. Is it okay if I put you in my film?
Sure.
And your name is?
Genesis, because in the beginning, God created me.
Okay, Genesis, can you tell me what's your favorite thing about being a drag queen?
My favorite thing, the friends that I've made actually. Kitty Litter, Sabrina, my best girlfriend, Peyton St. James here. We're actually from Massachusetts. So.
Oh, that's cool, that's cool.
31 years ago, believe it or not, the first small pride parade came from out over here. Many of them wearing bags as they came out in front of City Hall. But yet they started something very important. The importance of being seen. We are not going away.
Being a drag queen is that all the people love you. No matter where you go, people say hi, people love you. And people like Jack come and take your picture, and it's so much fun, and pride and everything. It's just, drag is amazing. I love it.
Somebody say hey! Somebody say ho! Somebody scream! Woo, a bunch of berries!
How come you never tell me when you're having an orgasm? I said to him, Ernie, you're never around.
And in this world I find it's false, like everything I know, exploding with desires, information, out it goes.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Kitty Litter and the gang.
Ladies and gentlemen, my friends, the fabulous Sabrina Blaze, the DJ EBA, the Genesis, the Megan, the Skyla, the Alexis, the gorgeous and talented, oh, what's your name again? Crystal Kensington. Janice Delmar, Corvette, Miss Asia. Oh, this mess in her dress, that's all I can say. I hope this is the last time we see you in drag. And the fabulous Angela Watana. Thank you so much for coming out. We're gonna dance 2 to 3 now. It's time to dance. Amy, fucking hit it, bitch. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you.
3. So now I've come to the end of this journey, and my life is a lot better for it. I've learned that extraordinary people come in all different packages, and finding out what's inside is what really matters. It sure is a lot more fun than sitting on the sidelines wondering.
Goodness.
Would you hit a few high notes for us, please?
I'm not in voice tonight, but I shall sing something dainty.
We love when you do that.
Let me warm up.
Would you like to hold you back?
All right, here goes. All right. Here goes, take 2.
Oh my. Now look up.
Ooh. 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 Oh, you know what? I took an Imodium. No high notes tonight.
All right. I have a very special song I'd like to sing to you. This song means a lot to me. It means to be true to yourself. Be whatever you are, no matter who tells you anything else. You are what you are. I am my own special creation. So come take a look, give me the hook or the ovation. It's my world that I want to have a little pride in. My world, and it's not a place I have to hide in. Life's not worth a damn till you can say, hey world, I am what I am.
Wayne, you're cooking.
Yeah.
You used to be a chef, no?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I don't want pity. I burn my own drum. Some think it's a noise. I think it's pretty. And so what if I love each feather and each bangle? Why not try to see things from a different angle? Life's not worth a damn till you can say, hey world, I am what I am.
When we were kids, my sister used to come on shows in the living room. Until whoever. We'd make little sets, we'd make costumes, and we put a rope between the two columns in the living room, and we had a double parlor, and my parents would have to watch the show.
There's one life and there's no return and no deposit. One life, so it's time to open up your closet. Life's not worth a damn till you can say, hey world, I have.
Hi, it's Kitty Laziva here. We want to congratulate Laura on reaching the end of her film project.
Yes, congratulations, Laura.
Now she has a beginning, a middle, and an end. We hope you all enjoy it from here.